He lost his first election quietly. No headlines, no interviews, no outrage. Just a small column in a local paper and a number beside his name that was not big enough. Most people would have taken the hint. Most people would have said, maybe this is not for me. Maybe the world has already decided. But he did not see a loss. He saw a lesson. He went home that night not angry, not bitter, but thinking, where did I fail to connect? Where did I fail to listen? Where did I fail to lead? The second time he ran, he was more prepared, more organized, more confident, and he still lost. This time the margin was bigger, the criticism louder, the whispers sharper. They said he was chasing a dream that did not want him. They said politics is a game for the chosen, not the stubborn. He smiled, but inside he felt the weight. Rejection it is the sound of doors closing. It is the sound of applause for someone else. It is the sound of silence when your name is called. He felt all of it. There were nights he questioned everything, his message, his strategy, his purpose. But he never questioned his mission. He believed leadership was not about winning easily, it was about serving relentlessly. So he went back to work. He met factory workers at sunrise. He spoke to small business owners at closing time. He sat with veterans, teachers, single mothers, farmers. He did not just talk, he listened. And what he heard changed him. He realized people were not looking for perfect speeches. They were looking for someone who understood their struggle. The third election came, and he lost again. This time the defeat was public, painful, humiliating. Opponents called him a professional loser. Commentators joked that he should consider another career. Some supporters walked away. Some donors stopped answering calls. Some friends avoided the topic. But he stayed, because he understood something rare. Every loss strips you of ego, of illusion, of arrogance. What remains is truth. And the truth was simple. He was not done. He adjusted his approach. He refined his message. He built a stronger team. He stopped trying to impress and started trying to connect. Years passed. Another campaign, another effort, another risk, another loss. By now people thought it was over, but they misunderstood him. He was not chasing victory. He was building endurance. While others burned bright and faded, he grew steady. He studied policy late at night. He learned the system inside out. Quietly, he strengthened his character privately. Failure was no longer an enemy. It was a trainer. Each defeat toughened his resolve. Each setback clarified his vision. He stopped fearing headlines. He stopped fearing mockery. He stopped fearing the word no. Because he had heard it so many times, it lost its power. Then something shifted. The country was changing. People were frustrated. Trust was broken. Voices felt ignored. And suddenly his message sounded different. Not desperate, not ambitious, but necessary. He ran again. This time the crowds were larger, the conversations deeper, the belief stronger. He was not the flashy candidate. He was the tested one, the one who had been rejected, but never resentful, the one who had lost but never quit. Election night arrived, the same uncertainty, same long hours. Results started coming in, close races, tight margins, and then a district flipped, then another, then another. The room grew louder. Phones rang nonstop. Supporters held their breath. And finally, the numbers told a different story. He had won. After years of rejection, after countless doubts, after public failure, he had won. But the real victory was not the office. It was the transformation. The man who lost his first election was hopeful. The man who won his final one was unbreakable. Loss had carved discipline into him. Criticism had sharpened his focus. Time had matured his leadership. History remembers the moment, but rarely the preparation. It remembers the victory speech, not the lonely nights. It remembers the applause, not the silence. What changed history was not one election. It was his refusal to stop running, because most people quit after the first loss. Some quit after the second. Almost everyone quits before the breakthrough. He stayed, and that is why his name entered history. His journey teaches something powerful. Failure is not a verdict. It is feedback. Rejection is not a stop sign. It is a test. Delay is not denial. It is development. If he had stopped after the first loss, no one would know his story. If he had stopped after the public humiliation, no one would remember his name, but he endured. He understood that leadership is not built in comfort. It is forged in defeat. The world celebrates winners, but it is shaped by the resilient. Today, when people study his legacy, they see courage, vision, strength. They do not see the early losses. So when you face your own defeat, when doors close, when people doubt you, remember this story. The election that changes everything is often the one after the loss that almost made you quit. Keep building, keep learning, keep refining, because history does not belong to the flawless. It belongs to the relentless.